So hi, I am Kritika Goel and I am a chartered accountant by profession. And if I just start by giving a little background about myself, so I work with PwC Middle East in Dubai, in their Dubai office. And my domain is transaction services. We provide our advisory services and transactions in the deals environment. Okay, so fine. So I want to start with my days back in school or back in college. So let's not get into school because that's like it's quite long since I've passed my school. Though from my face you won't recognize me like that, but yes, it's been quite long. Okay, so I was a very average kid in school. Okay, so just to give an example of what kind of average kid I was. So I got 88% in my 12th class board examination when my friends and everybody around was getting around 97% or 95%. So I got 88%. And thankfully I landed up in a college in Lajpat Nagar, which was PGDAV college. So I was really not very happy with my college during that time. So I always thought that I have to migrate my college to some different college. I don't know, I just can't travel that far because that place was far away from my home. So I studied like mad. So yeah, literally I studied like mad and I got 88% in my first year of college. Yeah, you heard that right, 88% in college. And thankfully I got an option to migrate my college to Sri Guru Gobind Singh College of Commerce, which is there in Pitampura. So yeah, that's how I migrated my college. And when I was in my second year, I started taking some classes from Pankajj sir and Sunil sir, and there were like two more teachers, Sunil sir and Jaspreet sir, all in GTB Nagar under Gyan Gurukul tuition classes. So I kind of started with my BCom classes over there. And so one day, I mean, my mother was also like, very much behind me that, you should start working for CA. I mean, you should start studying CA. That's a good profession these days and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, I was never interested in CA. So yeah, that's one thing. Seriously, guys, I was never interested in CA. So one day, Pankaj sir came by and he was just teaching mathematics. He is a great teacher of mathematics and accounts. That's the two subjects I actually studied from him. So we just had a very casual conversation where he told me that, Kritika, I think I see some potential in you. And in case you want to pursue this, I think you will be able to have a good result in the CA. And I still remember that I wasn't really very confident because I always saw people who were very studious in pursuing this particular course. But yeah, I thought of anyways, I'm studying for my BCom examinations, so there's no harm in studying for CA as well because the course was like more or less similar. So I started working for that, and yeah, by God's grace I cleared my examinations in first attempt. And yeah, and then there was a thought about how and where should I go for my articleship. So guys, I'm telling you, there's no one in my family or my extended family or anybody in my family who was a chartered accountant by the time I was even studying that. So I had no connection, nobody around me who could help me in getting a good articleship with a Big Four, because I was always crazy about the Big Four environment, how they work, the professionalism over there. So I made my LinkedIn profile. I kind of myself connected with a partner in Deloitte. Yeah, that's my secret of getting into Big Four. So I did my articleship in Deloitte, by the way. So I kind of had a very basic conversation with a partner in Deloitte, and I told him that I'm really looking forward to at least getting a chance, at least to get a chance to have an interview conducted. So thankfully he helped me. He gave me his email ID, and I forwarded my resume and I got a call for interview, and thankfully I passed and I gave my 3 years to Deloitte in statutory audit profile. Yes. So while I was working in Deloitte, guys, I'm telling you, this is very important part of your CA journey, whenever you are working, whenever you are given any task, I mean, be it checking vouchers, or be it just to check any implementation, or anything, right? Anything like that, make sure you are doing that with an open mind, because that's very important. Make sure you are asking questions with your principal, or whosoever manager or assistant manager, whoever is working with you. Or if there's nobody else, just ask your teachers, right? They are always there to help you. I mean, never do any work where you feel like, oh, I do not understand why we are doing this, okay, and I do not know the background of this, and I'm just doing it for the sake of doing it. Never do that, because this thing will not take you, just a minute, so this thing will not take you to heights, okay? This is very important, which I'm just telling you right now. So make sure you are working with an open heart, with an open mind, because that's very important, okay? And the things which you learn in your articleship, guys, those are the things which you will see, which will help you in your examinations, right? So I remember, for example, I worked in audit profile, right? So during the time I was writing my CA final examinations audit paper, I remember, I was getting thoughts, okay, this is, for example, that okay, I was asked this particular question saying that how will you audit, let's say, accounts receivables, for example. This is a very big example, but yeah, for example, there's a question, how will you audit accounts receivable? So the time I read this question, what clicked in my mind was how I did it in my articleship, and not what was written in the book, because that's how you learn, right? So make sure you are working very nicely and with an open mind and with an open heart in your articleship, and yeah, and studying as well, because that's really important. So guys, yeah, okay, so I've taken a lot of your time, so let me just wrap it up, and let me just tell you the key takeaways of this full 5 or 6 minutes conversation which we had. First, always listen to your teachers, guys. They have seen more, they have seen the world more than what you have already seen, right? So make sure you listen to them, make sure you ask questions, because that's really important. The more questions you ask, the more it makes your mind capable to ask questions, and to get enough knowledge, okay, and to gather enough knowledge. Third, whatever you are doing, whether you are studying, whether you are working, whether you are asking questions, make sure you are asking or doing with an open mind, because when you restrict your mind, you don't let the thoughts of other people to enter in your own mind, in your own brain. So make sure whatever you are doing with an open mind, okay? Fourth, all the best. Do whatever you want to do, okay? And it's not only about studying all the time. You should enjoy as well. You should enjoy your life. That's what I think Pankajj sir also told me when I was studying my CA. I asked him, should I uninstall my WhatsApp, my Facebook, or should I not watch Bollywood movies, because I was a big Bollywood buff by then. So I asked him that if I should do these things, and he was like, no, just get your part of entertainment. You should always get some enjoyment while you are studying. It should not always be like, just study. You should not always look at one direction, say like, studies. You should always divert your mind, so that, when you divert your mind to a different thing, it makes your mind creative. It makes your mind really playful. So make sure you're doing that as well. And guys, you're blessed. You have really good teachers with you who are teaching you such great subjects. I mean, he only taught me accounts, CA. I mean, BCom honors was one thing, but I trusted him with my CA, because he was the person who impregnated a thought of even doing CA in my mind. So I have a huge respect for him, guys. Seriously, it's been like maybe 7 years since I knew him, maybe 7, yeah, even more than that now, 7 or 8 years. So I trust him, I respect him, and that's what I want you guys to do as well.